Emergency services across the North Island are on high alert as severe weather rolls in. Large parts of the east coast are under heavy rain warnings. Bay of Plenty, east of Ōpōtiki and Gisborne Tairāwhiti could receive up to 200 millimetres of rain. Fire and Emergency is so concerned that it's deployed search and rescue teams in preparation. The region is still reeling from last month's severe weather. In Hawke's Bay, the Clifton Motorcamp has been evacuated due to extreme landslide risk, while in Mount Maunganui and Tauranga, residents have been told to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. Adam Hollingworth reports.
Liam and Zara K. McLean moved into Clifton Motorcamp in Hastings 5 months ago with plans to renovate and put down roots. But yesterday that all changed. They were given 24 hours to move out.
It's really disappointing, really upsetting, but I can understand why they're doing it. It's just shit that it has to happen.
They're among 11 permanent residents ordered to leave after an independent geotechnical report identified a high risk of landslides.
Flat out packing, families coming with vans and trailers to help us get everything out. We're storing it at my dad's at the moment.
The geotech report comes in the wake of the landslip that killed 6 people at the campsite below Mount Maunganui, where once again Adams Avenue, the road directly below the moau, is closed to traffic because of a heavy rain watch. Meanwhile, Civil Defence has boots on the ground in East Cape. The community of Tairāwhiti is still reeling after last month's storms, but spirits are high thanks to social media posts like this from Tairāwhiti.
This is good.
Honestly, this isn't what we need, but it's our reality. So we're just getting used to the fact that this is going to be our everyday life, and we're just trying to keep morale high and trying to really keep anxiety down within our community.
Civil Defence is advising those living in 23 yellow stickered homes to move out. Awatere and Henerupu Marae are open and ready to look after those who are inundated, under threat or too exhausted to battle up to a week of forecast bad weather.
We have been on the go for the last 3 weeks. We've tried to get minimal breaks in between, but as we have a break, we've got our own places that need to be cleaned up, family members' places that need to be cleaned up. So we're pretty tired, but we just keep going.
Not only is the ground soggy, but the drains are silted up too, so they're closing the roads in and out of Tairāwhiti over the weekend.
I think it's safe to say that a lot of people are anxious about this rain coming in, but we can only do what we can do as a community to prepare. We're just encouraging whānau to be cool, calm and collected. This isn't our first rodeo.
In anticipation, Fire and Emergency are already deploying 2 urban search and rescue teams, one to Tairāwhiti, the other over the hill to Hicks Bay, just in case.
Heather Keats from Met Service joins me now to talk more about this severe weather. Kia ora, Heather. So what are we seeing right now at the moment?
Well, we're seeing a lot of thunderstorms. So we're seeing a lot of localised downpours. We're seeing a lot of lightning sparks. And this is going to continue sort of tonight and into tomorrow morning. And that's because we've got this very humid air mass. Anyone in Northland, Auckland has felt how muggy it's been. This is aiding the formation of these thunderstorms. And at the moment, we're seeing them all over Northland. Kaikoai's had one storm produced 40 millimetres of rain already. South Auckland's been hit at the moment, and that's going to continue to track over some of those more vulnerable parts of the country too, like Gisborne Tairāwhiti into the evening.
So what is still to come and which areas are of most concern? Yeah,
so this is just one part of the weather for the weekend, these thunderstorms and this rain that we've been experiencing today. What we're getting tomorrow is a new low forming out to the northeast of the North Island. This looks to deepen quite rapidly, and it's not going to go anywhere. We've got this blocking high out to the east of us. It can't really track east, so it's going to stay offshore, but it's going to direct a lot of heavy rain and very strong winds over the northeast of the North Island, even up to the sort of northern parts of the South Island. And with that, it's going to be a lot of heavy rain and a lot of strong winds. We're going to likely see a lot more watches and warnings issued for it. And this is going to continue well into Monday or Tuesday. So it's those areas of most concern: Coromandel Peninsula, Bay of Plenty, Gisborne Tairāwhiti, Wairoa. They're the ones that we're watching really closely. They're currently sitting under orange heavy rain warnings, and it's likely these will be extended and wind added as we see the impacts from this low start to trek over the country.
So not short and sharp, it will be drawn out over a number of days.
Yeah, there's still a lot of uncertainty as to how deep this low will go and exactly where that low centre is going to track. And of course, with lows, the way that the wind rotates around it, that will change the direction and the intensity and therefore the location of where the strongest winds and the heaviest rain will hit. But we do know it's not going anywhere. So wherever it is, tracking just offshore, maybe pushing back over the North Island, it is going to cause impacts. And we're looking into early next week before we see any sort of clearance. Sunday, Monday, looking like the worst days.
OK, what do people need to be aware of tonight?
So tonight, definitely the thunderstorms. It's those localised downpours, and with that we see impacts like surface flooding, dangerous driving conditions, slips, landslides. People need to be mindful of that, and then as they're heading into the weekend, mindful of the more widespread rain and the longer periods of strong winds. We've also got really rough sea conditions with this low, so we're looking at large waves of between 6 and 7.5 metres. This is forecast along the northeastern east coast from Wellington to Cape Runaway Bay of Plenty Sunday and Monday, so that causes coastal inundation. With rising rivers you get problems as well, so there's a lot going on. Best thing to do, especially for those vulnerable areas and still in recovery, is to stay up to date with emergency management response messaging.
OK, Heather, thank you so much for all of that. Heather Keats from Met Service, tēnā koe. OK, let's bring Imo in now with more on those watches and warnings. How are they looking?
Yes, Sam, as you can see, the North Island still covered in watches and warnings. The areas with the yellow heavy rain watches could still see up to 40 millimetres per hour downfalls overnight tonight and into tomorrow, but it is those areas with the orange heavy rain warnings to keep an eye on. Those last for most of tomorrow till Sunday afternoon around Tauranga Bay, and those areas, like you said earlier, are where we could see levels of up to 200 mils. Now, also not pictured here are swell warnings already issued from Sunday evening around the southern coast. So a busy weather weekend ahead